The book of Job is a book largely about how do human beings cope with suffering. Poor Job loses most of his property. He loses his servants, and most heartbreakingly of all of his children. And then, if that wasn't horrible and heartbreaking enough, he also loses his health, and he's just sitting despondently, and his friends come to comfort him. And the best thing his friends did for him was to sit with him in silence for a week, because when they started talking, they basically started blaming Job for his situation, saying, well, you must have done something wrong, because we know bad things like this only happen to bad people. And part of the point of the book of Job is to make it clear that's not the case. And as part of Job's reply in Job chapter 12, verses 7 to 10, he says these remarkable words. But ask the animals, and they will teach you. The birds of the air, and they will tell you. Ask the plants of the earth, and they will teach you. And the fish of the sea will declare to you. Who among all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every living thing, and the breath of every human being. I just love that word picture of ask the animals, ask the birds, ask the fish, and how all of these have something to teach us. And I really think that's true. For many people, they look at animals almost largely just in terms of whether they're food that we can eat to sustain ourselves. But we know that the fish of the sea and the animals, birds, they can be remarkably intelligent, do amazing things. And I wonder what we can learn, for example, from the animals and the birds and the fish. I mentioned in my sermon this past Sunday a little bit about that, and talking about ants and how diligent they are. And you think of animals like as small as ants and bees and how they work together in a colony. You think of the drive of fish like the herring that are back in the Cape right now, returning to their ponds of origin to lay eggs and to renew their race. And think of the drive and desire that they have and the resilience they show. You look at birds and how they migrate. There's so many examples we could share of what can we learn if we would ask the animals and the fish and the birds. One thing humanity could use is a greater dose of humility. And one of the ways we can learn humility is to learn even from things as small as ants.